Welcome to Talk Law Radio with attorney Todd Marquardt of the Marquardt Law Firm at marquardtlawfirm.com.
Welcome back to Talk Law Radio. I'm Todd Marquardt on the radio, on podcasts, on Facebook Live, and on YouTube. And I'm here with Kirk Harrison. We've been talking about Supreme Court cases and the Second Amendment and gun regulation. And we talked about the bump stock in the first segment. If you missed that one, you can find it on YouTube. Just go to the YouTube website, click the magnifying glass to search for Talk Law Radio, and I think Wednesday or so Mark will have the YouTube videos posted, and you'll be able to watch each segment separately while you're cooking dinner, walking the dog, or doing your homework. I wanted to come back to the Rahimi case because what the court said was that this law was okay to that ban somebody with a restraining order from possessing a firearm, but it didn't go so far as to say that other laws maybe weren't going to be okay because of the Second Amendment. So we talked about the stabilizing brace, and I have actually seen one of these. Mm-hmm. It's like a rifle. It shoots a rifle round. And so, have you seen that, Kirk?
No.
Pistol
for the pistols?
But it has this thing that attaches to your arm.
Yeah.
And it was initially designed for disabled people. Maybe they couldn't hold a rifle with two hands. Mm-hmm. And but gun manufacturers figured out that other people thought that they were interesting, and so just they'd sell it to anybody that had money to buy it.
Right.
And so the issue here was that the ATF redefined the term short-barreled rifle to include a pistol with a stabilizing brace.
And that again, as we were saying earlier, where I was, the administrative state is out of control because of your lazy politicians. Now, if you've ever fired a pistol, or there's people out there that have them, it's not an easy weapon to fire, okay? And it's very not easy to be accurate with it because of the fact that any little deviation of your hand or any kind of motion with your hand will change it. It's the old deal. Yeah, I'm off by an inch here, but 50 feet away, I'm off by a foot.
Yeah.
Well, it's the same thing with firing a pistol. The stabilization of it, because of the fact that you want to bring your arm up and hold it steadier, that's what it has improved there. That's why they call it a stabilizing deal.
It helps you to be more accurate.
Be more accurate with your weapon. The problem is, really, in what stances or what situations would you use it? Would you have time to pull this out and put it on your arm and, go through the minutiae that it takes to get this to work properly?
Just like we were talking about with Al from Floresville, the caller last segment, that every time a mass shooter uses a weapon, that weapon
that becomes the focus.
And so that's what happened here too. The pistol with the stabilizing brace was alleged to have been used in a shooting at a grocery store in Boulder, Colorado, and then I think in Tennessee and somewhere else. But the court case is Brito versus ATF, and it challenged the rule, claiming that the rule violated the Administrative Procedures Act, and it wasn't looking good for the case. There was a restraining or a temporary injunction to stop the ATF from enforcing this law. And then when this new case came out, the Loper versus Raimondo, essentially the the case just stopped because the ATF isn't going to be able to enforce its rule because of this new court case, Loper versus Raimondo.
I was just going to show a quick chart here for the people that are looking at it here. If you're looking at this chart, and for the people at home, I'm going to kind of walk
and
through
we
it
can
real quick.
post this on Facebook, so check it out later
through
today.
Through 2020, okay, from zero basically through 1990 and all. But you can see this red one at the top is suicide, by far the most things. These are all homicides, okay. You can see the orange line here, which is the next line down, which is local intervention. That means something that comes up, police or whatever, that local intervention. The one at the bottom, though, the green one, is what? Homicides, okay? It's at the bottom. And what's near it? Unintentional. So I understand any death is a horrible thing, especially a death by violence such as this. But the deal is when the government puts out their statistics, they're always telling you the totals, okay? How many people died by weapons. They never break it down so you can see. And as I said before, this backs it up. Because you got over 30,000 since the beginning, 1990 area, all the way up to today, which is close to 50,000, is just suicides, okay? That is because the human factor is what's necessary. Whereas the homicide one is down around 15,000 and is now maybe just below 20,000. We need to address the human factor. We're missing out. The government misses out. People missing out. You have to address the human factor. That's where we need to fix it. That's where we need to help ourselves. Taking inanimate objects off the market is not necessarily the way to do it. And I understand people that have mental institutions, people that have mental faculties that are loose or can't handle a big problem. That's great. They shouldn't own a weapon. But that's the one we should concentrate on.
Yeah. Thank you for bringing in that statistic. Yeah, we have to be skeptical of statistics because they're usually framed in a certain way. And I have a statistic posted on Facebook to advertise this show about how the rise of gun purchases has gone up over time. But I also want to talk about the Texas in-state suppressor. And so there was a law that Texas passed just within the last couple of years that said that it would be legal for somebody to make their own suppressor as long as they were only going to use it in Texas. There's a federal law that says in order to possess a suppressor or silencer, you have to pay a $200 tax, file a written application for permission, and submit it to ATF. If the application's approved, the individual can make the silencer, but has to register it with the National Firearms Registration and Transfer Record and mark it with a serial number. If you make a silencer in violation of these procedures, it's a crime punishable by $10,000, imprisonment of up to 10 years, or both. So in 2021, the state of Texas, the legislature passed a law under the Government Code Section 2.052 that says a firearm suppressor that is manufactured in Texas and remains in Texas is not subject to federal law or federal regulation. And it also said that if you notify the governor, that the governor will file a lawsuit to have it declared to be okay for you to have this suppressor. So that's what Paxton did, and the federal district court dismissed the case because the judge said the state of Texas doesn't have a Second Amendment right. The people of Texas do, but the people that were plaintiffs in this case, David Schnitz, Tracy Martin, and Felice Allen, didn't actually make a suppressor. They didn't get caught with the suppressor. They just wanted to preemptively find that what they were doing was going to be okay, and you can't bring a lawsuit like that, you have to actually have suffered injuries. So if they had been arrested because they made a suppressor under this statute, then maybe they would have had standing. So do you know anybody that would
make one?
Would make one and get arrested and
that's the whole thing.
And
right?
have a felony on their record.
You got to remember, if you get arrested and you don't win, you just heard $10,000 or 10 years. I mean, that's a heavy weight on the scale on the other side. So that's why I guess they did it preemptively before they went ahead and did it. I really don't know anyone that would want to make it. You can buy them. I mean, I know people that have bought them. And you can get a suppressor. I mean, it's not a difficult thing to get, I don't think, because I know at least 2 people I know that have them.
If you can possess a firearm, you can possess a suppressor. You just have to register for it and pay the $200. And
then you get one, and people have them. I mean, you'd be surprised in areas here, in our area. I know for sure of at least one small company that makes them. Here in our area, makes suppressors.
But people don't want to register with the federal government.
Right. Well, that's because of the fact that, again, it's not just the laws that they're afraid of, it's the administrative state. They have taken over so much and have created their own laws. It's extremely difficult to keep up with them. They keep adding so many to it. I mean, if you put in here the administrative laws...
That's why we're talking about it. We want people to know.
Right.
So we got to take a break. We'll be right back, so stay tuned.
This has been Talk Law Radio with attorney Todd Marquardt, brought to you by the Marquardt Law Firm. You can learn more at marquardtlawfirm.com. And be sure to listen to the full Talk Law Radio show Saturday mornings at 11 on 9:30 a.m. The Answer.
Each week, attorney Todd Marquardt talks about the law. His mission with the Talk Law Radio show and podcast is to help you discover your legal issue blind spots. In the beginning, God had one law. Don't eat from the fruit of that tree. Then came the 10 Commandments. Now we have federal, state, and municipal lawmakers that won't stop creating new laws. Laws that might impact you without you knowing it. Listen to the show and drop a line on Facebook or email host@talklawradio.com and let the host know what you think of the show, the topics you want to hear, and whether you want to be a guest.